Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Sock Talks with Joy and Sean. Glad you're here with us today. We're still in the month of January. I hope you've
You are? Oh,
yeah, I know it's hard to believe, right? So, hey, we got snow today, so Sean, it makes us feel like a little bit more like
we had rain this morning and it's not a cloud in the sky now, and
yeah,
palm trees are
yeah, I
blowing
know.
and it's 60 some
Yeah,
degrees, and
yeah.
well, I'll probably get a tan today. Yeah, has ever rubbed it in enough?
Yeah. No, that's okay. Hey, I love my seasons. So you're not gonna be able to talk to me, get to Florida in the middle of this time. Well, maybe I'll change
We
one of
have seasons. It's going to be in the 50s tomorrow, so that's kind of our winter. It's
these.
milder seasons.
Yeah. So, but it is the mid part of January. We're into the 2023 year, and and Sean and I, Sean, we both were talking here this morning about how to, the meetings and the power of getting together and the power of the face to face. We're in this world of Zoom, and that's wonderful. It does give us connections way beyond what we could ever do. But what are you doing to engage your team? What are you doing to meet people face to face versus online? How do you feel about that, Sean?
Well, I think, and Jordan posted, about this a lot. The days of getting the hotel conference room and having your opportunity meeting that way, and maybe doing another get together with your team. You know, um, it is kind of the old way, but I still think there's value in bringing people together, because
Mm-hmm.
people want to know that this is bigger than them, and they want to know that they're part of something. And you're out here by yourself showing people and sending cards, and you're plugging into the Monday night stuff, but that's just really for us to watch. It's not interactive.
Mm-hmm.
There are guests that can, oh, okay, but I think you have to find some way to get your team together, especially. And you're right, you Zoom. I mean, gosh, you can get everybody together and have everybody over the country. That come on in. So it's trying to figure out what works. Um, what's the time frame? We do it weekly. Do you do it once a month? Do you do it every other week? So I think whatever kind of works for you, and ask your team. I mean, we're kind of out here. What do you guys want to do? And then you can brainstorm and maybe do contests, and just congrats people that have done a good job besides the corporate calls.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So what do you do,
so
Sean?
that's
Now, are you like meeting with your team in person down there? I mean, with the people that you have down there?
not really. I see a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but not. No, nothing consistent. Um, so shame on me. Um, but I've got people all over the country.
That's
So
that's where I was
and,
coming
and
from.
prior to COVID, you wouldn't have thought, well, I can get them all together on Zoom. No, you just told them, well, you should probably do a meeting and get your team together in your little area, and you should do, but again, I don't think and it's not just send out cards. I think it's every network
Oh
marketing
yeah,
company that's kind of
yeah.
going through this transition with the technology we have, and the Facebook groups you can do, and Instagram and TikTok, and but so it's just finding what works for you and your
Mm-hmm.
team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think by not doing it, we're missing out probably on some momentum.
Yeah, yeah,
When newbie gets plugged in and there's 30 people on a Zoom, and you're like, oh, I'm not by myself. It's not just Sean telling me to send
yeah,
cards and,
yeah.
how to show
Exactly.
people. It's, oh,
Yes.
so,
Yeah.
and we don't have, we have a live event next week in Utah. Now, not
Mhm.
everybody's going to choose to do that. We have the virtual, which again, we're watching. I don't know how interactive it'll be. Um, we don't have the Treat 'em Rights or the Promptings Academies every other month strategically placed where I met you. I mean, that's how I met you first. I think. I don't think it was at convention. I think it was at a
Right. A
Treat 'em
local, a
Right.
regional. Yeah.
And you make that relationships that people aren't even on your team.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
it, it
Yeah.
it's
You,
it's trying to figure that out.
yeah, you brought up a good point with that too. It's like, some kind of engagement is better than no engagement.
Oh, sure.
And I have just like been thinking, and you remember when you were up here, we got together in Pittsburgh once a month we started out with,
Yeah.
and then it kind of got down to every other, and then we had regional things, and but it still brought you together. It's the meeting between the meetings, it's meetings after
Sure.
the meetings, it's the meetings in the airport, on the car to the hotel. It's things like that that you miss out on when you don't do it in person. So that's probably our first message is anytime you have an opportunity to do it in person, do it. In the meantime, get yourself organized to, try to do something to wrap your arms around your team, and make them feel comfortable that they're not out there alone. I know that several of the people that are going to the event next week have never been to an event before. And they're just like, I don't know anybody, or I don't,
I have a
what do I
couple
do?
newbies
Or,
like that
can you look
going,
me
and
up?
I'm
Like,
like,
can you meet me at the airport? And it's kind of like, and I get it because I was there. I mean, we
right.
all were there when we first started out because we didn't know if there was other people the same, but you're afraid to talk. It's like, oh, I must have the most unique situation in the world. Nobody goes through the problems I'm going through.
Right.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut and listen. Well,
Oh, everybody
but
did. Okay.
we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there. And I just had a. This is like off topic on this, but I just had a
Shocking.
customer the other day. She reached out after Christmas. She does New Year's cards. So we got her set up, and she really was concerned. She got one of the packages, but she was concerned that, well, I'm not sending that many. I said, trust me, let's work together for the next 6 months. We're going to get those other cards out, right? We'll figure this out for you, right? Well, anyways, I got a message from her, I think last week. She says, I got my New Year's card out, but guess what? I sent the wrong one. I sent the one that says 2021.
What conversations you're going to create over that?
I
We want to go back right in the middle of COVID. Yay!
And I said to her, I said, not even skipping a beat, it's kind of like, hey, guess what? Remember when I told you you're going to have another card sent out? Send out an oops card. Send out a
Or,
follow-up card.
or
Like,
a
I'm
Merry
seeing if you
Christmas.
paid attention to that date.
Right. I meant 2023, but I hope you had a great 2021. That's funny.
So I mean, it's
You know
just like,
what? There's no. I think I've shared it before. I had a realtor send out her birthday cards right after Christmas, and she didn't change the date to birthday, so they all went out.
the whole went
But
out
she
in
got
January.
so many calls. That person's going to get so many calls that are going to be like, it's 2023, don't you? Yes. I just wanted to see if you were paying attention.
Yeah. And where I'm going to circle back around with all this, I did this exact same thing. I sent over 300 Thanksgiving cards out one year and sent the wrong card. I had a Thanksgiving card that I made for my team that kind of on the inside of it was like different tips and different things they could,
Hey, well, you know what? Maybe
and
somebody got,
that's
hey,
what
I like
these
your
200
tips.
customers got. I mean, was I really mad at myself? You betcha. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
kicking myself in the butt, especially when I get the phone call on Thanksgiving Day. Say, Joy, I love your carpet. Yeah, I don't understand. It's like, then when
What
I
do you
went back
mean?
and looked, like, oh my God, how could you do that? Well,
Oh,
you could do that.
crap.
But I did an oops card. I literally found a graphic that said oops, and I sent that card out send it
If
right
you'd like to
back.
learn more about what I was talking about, please feel free to reach out.
I know. Well, here's the crazy thing, Sean. That was a good probably 6 years ago. I still get people comment about that oops
Oh,
card.
sure.
You
There's
know,
no mistakes.
you
It
know.
happened for a reason. So,
So-
you know what? You know what's interesting though? And I think the no meeting at hotels and people's houses and stuff started before COVID. I
Mhm,
wonder though, just like everything else cycles, that we'll get back to that,
mhm,
especially what we went through with COVID,
mhm.
that we didn't get together, we
Right,
didn't do things. So
right.
when you say, so it'll be interesting to see what the next, 3 to 5 years,
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
what network marketing does and how we do it. So
yeah.
maybe a
So
blend of both.
right. So in the meantime, for yourselves, if you've got a group close by you, once in a while get together. Once
Yeah,
in a while get together, even if it's a happy
have
hour.
pizza,
Just
have
something.
some, do something. Yeah,
Do something too, and do maybe get on a Zoom and
and have them invite guests to that. And no
exactly.
formal. no formal presentation, but you're all going to be talking about send out cards and what's working and what's what. And, you may have some guests that are like, well, I want to be part of this. This is a cool group.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
You know, if
always
you
invite
remember,
guests.
I don't know if you remember, Sean, and of course, you and I, even though when you were up here, we were still 3 hours apart from each other,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, I would have monthly things in my area here and just, get a hotel, in their lobby or in their patio or whatever. But one of the best ones to, that kind of brought the group together and guests were attended as I had one that we labeled it Appy Hour. Not happy hour, but appy hour.
Happy.
And of
Nice.
course, that was when, our app, we know our app in the past was not the best years ago, and this is when the new one came out and it's obviously, obviously much more intuitive, great app now, kind of thing. But when we labeled it that and we invited people to it, and we had a segment of it where people shared their favorite app,
Nice. Yeah.
anyways. And but I'll tell you what, it was I don't know. I know one time we had like maybe 15, 20 people there, and half of those were guests. And
Perfect.
half of those guests joined, or
Yeah.
became part of what we are, kind of thing. So, just be creative, do something to try to
And
make it.
post in the comments what you're doing.
Oh,
How
that's
long you been doing? I know there's some groups that do card Fridays and other
Mhm.
things via Zoom. But what are you doing to, keep your team motivated, keep your team together, share ideas. So, let us know in the comments, give everybody ideas that, we can use to
Yeah,
help
yeah,
grow.
exactly, exactly. I know, Sean, I have a kindness counts with cards group, which all of my customers go into, and it is open, it doesn't
Right.
have, you don't have to be invited to be in, anybody can go in there, but that's what we can label it. And I know I try to communicate that way and get things out to people. And I know there's other people that do that too. I think the group up in New England's awesome. They do, card Saturdays and they do all kinds of different things, which seem to, it's a great opportunity. Of course, with all of us, we're talking about our team. We mentioned our team, but it's always open to everybody. Everybody
Yeah,
can
you can
sell
plug
cards
if you
to
don't,
the same
if
team,
it's
right?
you and one other person, plug into another group until you
Yeah,
guys grow to start your own or continue to, don't reinvent the wheel. If somebody's got it going, invite people to that. So
yeah, exactly, exactly. So, and I don't know, it's been a while since you and I talked about it, and let the audience know too. Is you and I aren't even on the same team.
nope.
You and I are totally
Thank God.
sidelined, and yeah, I
That's
know.
your thinking. Oh, I'm glad so sure.
But
Don,
yeah.
here's the 801-463-3800 number. Don't call me ever again.
But anyways,
Yep.
we're all
Yeah, because we're
we're
all
all in
here to
this
help out.
together, but find some kind of way to get your team feeling a part.
Well, the
I wish
bigger,
it was feeling part. I think everybody feels a part. I think just get the team feel comfortable with whatever they're going through out there. We're all in this together, and
right.
we've all done it. We've all, and I just think it's
And we all,
valuable.
we all hear this saying, it goes across the board with all kinds of businesses. When you're involved with something bigger than you, that's, that's when you're most excited and it's a purpose. And we are, but we
Hmm.
just need, a newbie doesn't understand that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
some get it quicker than others. But the quicker we can get them thinking that way, the more that they're,
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
stick around and share it with
Yeah.
people and help all of us
Yeah.
grow.
It's so funny. We were talking about this day. I mean, as most of you probably figured out, we get on here. It's like, hey, what are we going to talk about today? We just talk. We
No, we
want to
don't. They're scheduled
talk
out for
about.
months, Joy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So no, not always, but a good bit of time. But I had been thinking in December. I had that group. I would run different things around this group, and I was late. It was labeled Pittsburgh and Beyond. Pittsburgh and Beyond, and we would be on Zoom once a week. We would have contests. We would do different things, and I've been thinking for months just to kind of say, hey, let's all get together again. Let's see what's going on.
Well,
That's what
after next week
I
and
think
you're
I'm
all
gonna do.
pumped from the live event, start
Yeah,
pump.
that is a
Yep.
perfect time to kind of kick into doing that too. But it
And if
is
you're not making the event, get your virtual ticket. Well worth it.
everybody get your virtual ticket. I
Yep.
know I've been really pumping it out there to my team, the ones that can't go, the ones that have been, they kind of slacked off. I won't say slacked off, but life got in the way, but they want to get back into it. I
Sure.
said, when I get back into it, this is it. Get your ticket,
And don't share a ticket. Get your own personal one because there's some things that'll benefit you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. people with a paying ticket.
Yep.
Are gonna be awesome. So,
All righty, my friend.
all right, well,
Have a great
Sean,
weekend.
go out and get your suntan, enjoy your day, and,
Just dye my beard dark. That's okay.
stick your toe in the water for me.
Yeah, it's a little cool, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Hey, thanks everybody.
all right.
See you next week. Next week, I'll be live
Live
at
from the event.
and we'll probably have a special guest on with us, but we'll be there. And hey, if
Perfect.
you're at the event, maybe we'll
Say
see you
hi.
in
Say hi to
Jasper.
Joy.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.